Welcome back, my friends. This is Salt City Counseling. Once again, my name's Scott. I'm a licensed therapist here in the beautiful state of Utah. This is an anxiety video. I'm going to talk about anxiety. Anxiety is, man, it's a hot topic these days. It's a big issue these days. A lot of people are having anxiety. And I think it's important to build some awareness around it so that you can improve your anxiety. You can learn to take control of your anxiety. This is, I think, one of the things that I'm always harping on as a therapist. I'm the type that really believes very strongly that we can gain certain degrees and levels of control in degrees, right? It can improve over time of our own mental health, whether it's depression or anxiety or maybe some other issues. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying it's fast, but it can be done. And so this video is going to clue you in a little bit more on taking better control of your anxiety and getting a handle on it. What you need to know in this video is the role of running away from it, staying away from it, hiding yourself away from situations and places and people or whatever that make you anxious, and how this seems like a nice, easy fix for it. It's not. It will only exacerbate the problem in the long run. There's a part of me that is wanting to work on and complete and publish a course that I've been working on for social anxiety. I feel like it's really good. What I have so far, it's really, really good. I'm just personally trying to deal with my own personal neuroticism. I'm not perfect. I'm a human being. I make no illusions that I don't have my own hangups and my own problems. But hopefully, maybe down the road, I will publish my course on social anxiety, and I think it'll be probably better than a lot of therapy. It's going to give you a lot of tools and skills on what you need. So maybe some of you can help motivate me and kind of prod me on getting that complete. It wouldn't be very expensive either. You could take it online, and it wouldn't be very expensive. Way cheaper than therapy. But I'm going to kind of give you clue you in on a couple of hints here on anxiety and maybe a little bit too on social anxiety. Social anxiety is a big deal these days. It is a really, really big deal. And what I see with people is social anxiety has a way of convincing you that certain things are true about the world and other people that are not true, or it has a way of convincing you that certain things are important. For example, anxiety has a way of convincing you that what other people think of you is important and that you should be terribly concerned about it. And that's false. That is false. That is one of the falsehoods about anxiety and social anxiety specifically, is you should not be concerned with what other people are thinking about you. You are not here. You are not walking on this planet so that you can be pleasing to other people. So that you can do what they want you to do so that they will approve of you. That is a filthy, filthy lie that I think more people believe these days than maybe ever before. You are not required to live your life in such a way so that other people will be pleased with you. But specifically, more so in this video, I want to emphasize the importance of getting yourself out there. It's a little bit of an exposure therapy. Truth be told, when you are exposed more and more to situations that involve other people, like you might be a teenager, for example. I've seen this play out a couple of times recently. Teenager with social anxiety suddenly gets a job, and within a couple of months of working that job, suddenly social anxiety isn't a big deal anymore. Suddenly they realize that it was all in their head. And this is the other thing that you have to understand, is that when it comes to anxiety and social anxiety, people are bobbing and weaving throughout their life to avoid the people and the situations and the experiences that might cause them anxiety. They might avoid going to something that they would otherwise really enjoy, like maybe it's a, I don't know, a holiday party with family or something like that. Whereas, right, with anxiety tells you that you should avoid those things and that they're bad and scary and evil and horrible and awful, and it's better to just avoid them. But you're robbing yourself the experience of human connection, which I think is one of the primary human functions. We need human interaction. We need human connection. We need to be able to be around people and to be with people and connected to people, and it's good for us. I believe that without that, we're going to struggle to find any meaningful or purposeful. Like, we're going to struggle to find reasons to live. I think if we're entirely disconnected from others, and anxiety tends to dictate that you cut off, like you find yourself trimming away the different parts of your life in your relationships so that you don't feel anxious, right? And then what do you have left? Not much, right? What do you have left to live for? You're likely going to feel like you don't have much going for you, that you don't have much to live for. When anxiety is really like, honestly, I'm going to tell you the truth about anxiety too. Anxiety, for the most part, is imagined threats. That it feels like you have threats in your life, that there are certain things that are threatening and dangerous when they are not. False evidence appearing real, right? That's the acronym for fear. Okay, so what you cannot do if you are experiencing anxiety is to lock yourself away. Is to just stay inside and away from other people all the time. That will only make it worse. If you're only right, if your only exposure is to the thoughts and the fears and the emotions in your head, and there's absolutely no outside experience to either confirm nor deny those thoughts of what the world is like, your mind is going to absolutely wreak havoc. You can develop paranoia, you can develop phobias, you can be completely withdrawn, you can become psychotic. Psychotic is basically a detachment from reality, that other people are watching me, they're judging me, they watch everything that I do. It can go sideways from there. So one of the worst things that you can do is to lock yourself away. For the most part, nobody cares what you're doing. For the most part, everybody's thinking about what themselves, right? And I was having this conversation with a gentleman yesterday. He was just a guy in a social group. Really super good dude. But I could tell that this dude has there's some darkness to him. And I describe guys in this way. I describe men in this way. I can see it in them. I've experienced that same type of darkness, and so I'd like to connect with those guys because I understand the experience. I understand the journey out of it, and he kind of had that attitude, like people are jerks, people are a holes, and I pointed out to him, yes, there are jerks, there are a holes, no doubt about it. But I tell you, this is what I told him: the majority of people are cool. The majority of people are really nice. They're really nice. And they're just good. Like, people are doing their best to be good. And just because there's one or two a-holes here and there doesn't mean that that's everybody. Stop attaching this label that people are bad and evil just because there are a few people out there that are jerks, right? Um, but again, you need that exposure to show you that your thoughts are just misconceptions or exaggerations of what's actually happening out there. One of the worst things that you can do when you have anxiety is to just lock yourself away for extended periods of time. Isolation, as we've known for ever and ever about psychology, is an accelerant to mental illness, regardless if it's depression, anxiety, acute psychosis, a bipolar disorder, borderline personality disorder, whatever. Isolation is an accelerant to any and every mental health issue. Okay. It just is. We've always known this. Okay. The worst thing that you can do if you have anxiety is to withdraw and close yourself away. I realize that it's comfortable. I realize that it's easy. You are not meant to do what's easy, and life is not meant to be easy. The more that you seek what's easy, the more you seek what's comfortable, the more that you avoid struggle and difficulty, the harder your life is going to get. That's just how it goes, whether you like it or not. Okay. So really, like, some people might think like I'm saying you should just throw yourself into the deep end socially. I think for the most part, depending on where you go and what you do, use discretion. Don't go to dangerous places or dangerous situations. Use discretion. But yeah, I think you'd be fine for the most part. But or do it in degrees. But what you cannot do if you have anxiety, and you got to trust me on this, is to just tuck yourself away and hide from it. It will not get better. It will not go away because you avoid doing anxious things. It will only get worse. That's one of the most important things that I think people need to understand about anxiety, is that the more that you tuck yourself away and the more that you hide yourself away, the worse it's going to get. Okay? So keep that in mind. Feel free to drop your questions. I like viewer questions. Haven't had any good viewer questions in a hot minute. So if you have questions about mental health or mental illnesses or high conflict custody divorce, put them in the comments. If I see it, I'll do my best to get to it. Don't forget to subscribe while you are here. Share the video, like the video, help me grow my channel. Go buy me a coffee. Link is in the description below. Thank you for your viewership. We'll see you next time.